You were programmed to be poor. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 shocking ways to get rich in 2019. So I made this video because somebody asked me, how do I get out of the mindset of feeling poor or feeling broke and being stuck in that? So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. There is a very dark secret in our society, and it is that you've been programmed to be poor. And here's how you break out of it. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Before we get into it, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button right over there to send this out into the YouTube universe and help awaken humanity to the fact that you can and should have prosperity for the life that you want and to impact the world in a positive way. Furthermore, if you haven't yet, my success hypnosis is right there down below. I created a free success hypnosis for myself to snap out of the mindset that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough because of my past, I couldn't do it. All of these reasons why I couldn't make a good living, why I couldn't have the financial freedom that I wanted in my life, and I made this thing. And miracles started happening. My life changed. I ended up, this channel took off, like just an amazing success story. And I'm like, okay, let's have other people try it. So I started with my clients and people were getting all these incredible results. So when I started doing this YouTube channel, I gave it away for free, and now about 600,000 people from all over the world have used it. Every single day we get dozens of stories of people, oh my God, you won't believe what happened, this happened, and oh my God, the money and this, oh my God, it's so cool. So it's free. It's right there down below. You gotta program yourself and break out of the mindset that society has programmed you to be poor. So you'll see it right there down below. It's a free success hypnosis right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Let's dive right into the video. Number 1, you have to challenge your habitual thinking. So one of the things that I did, I was thinking about, the comment or the question that I got about that prompted this video. And one of the things that I was challenged to do by some mentors, it was my manager at the time actually, and I wasn't making that much progress. I worked a lot, but every time a big break would happen, it would fall apart or something. And they told me to incorporate. And so it was going to cost me I don't know, whatever it costs in California, $500-600. And that was a lot of money to me. I didn't really have an expendable amount of $500 or whatever. And they said, look, you got to do it. And they said, when you incorporate, what's going to happen is you're going to start having this different mindset, and you're going to start being able to basically you're going to start to have a consistent flow of income once you treat it like a business rather than this may work out, this may not work out. So it was challenging my habitual thinking. Your brain is an artifact of the past. It's memorized your past. And then what it does is it builds neurological patterns based off of your past, and then it keeps reproducing your past, and it wants you to behave in the same ways again. The problem with that is if you behave in the same way, you're going to get what you already got. And if you want more money, you can't get more money by doing the same things that you used to do. So I incorporated, it scared me because I didn't, like I said, I didn't have the expendable money for that. But this amazing thing happened. My income tripled the first year once I incorporated. I didn't even know that was going to happen. What happened? I changed my habitual thinking to, I will incorporate when I have expendable money. That was my mindset before. I'll do it when I have money. Instead, I said, I'm going to do it now, and I'm demanding from the universe, I'm demanding from myself that my financial life changes. And then the fear voice comes up and says, yeah, but you don't have the money to do that. Why don't you wait 6 months? Why don't you wait 12 months? No, I'm not going to wait for my bank account to be different to do something that I know is in my best interest. So what most of us do is we say, I'll do it when I have the money. I'll do it when I have the money. I'll do it when I have the money, which is really saying, I do not have the money, and it's further conditioning your subconscious mind that you're broke. And the subconscious mind controls 95% of your life. So you're programming yourself over and over and over and over again to not have money. So that was one example for me. Think of an example for yourself of how you can break out of your habitual mold with respect to money. How can you start to develop a rich habit, a habit that would be if you were cultivating a fantastic income? What would be going on? Starting to live from there. So it was starting to change those habits. In essence, I went from, I'm going to allow my bank account to control my life. Well, I don't have any money, I'll wait, to I'm going to demand that my bank account changes and then my life will shift. Number 2, commit to saving 40% or more of your income. My wife was in debt, and I came across, it was a John DeMartini audio file of a seminar. And he was talking about Sir John Templeton, who was a very famous investor. And he was telling the story of how Sir John Templeton became such an incredible investor. And when he was broke, he was married at a very young age, and he started saving 50%, or maybe it was 50 or 40% of his income. And he started doing that at a very early age. And it led to him having, relative amount of funds to start investing, and then this multiplied, and then he became wealthy very quickly. And I thought, I'm not a stock investor, hedge fund manager like this guy, but there's no excuse for me not to be able to do that. If he can do that, I should be able to do that. And again, going back to the first principle, I would always tell myself, I'll save when I have money. And I was always just getting by. Like, I always had just enough money for my rent, just enough money for my expenses, with nothing left over all the time. And this was going on for a couple years. It wasn't like I was making no money at all. I just never had any of it, because it was always out the door as soon as I got it. And I changed that philosophy to, instead of going, I'll save when I have money, I started going, I will save and I will have more money. So I started demanding that my life change. Instead of hoping it would change in the future, then I'll change my habits. I changed my habits now. I stuck both feet in the ground and said, this is the way my life is going to be. I'm demanding that this shift occur. I am going to save 40% of my money. And then my mind would go, well, how are you going to do that? You don't even have, right now, you don't even have any money to save now. So if you save 40% of your money, you're not going to be able to pay for 40% of all of your necessary expenses. You don't have any money to save. But the craziest thing happened, right? When I say, number 2, save 40% of your income. You generally think, right? What do you think? You think of a very practical money management tip. Well, this is also yes, that's true, but it's also a lot more into mindset. Because if you stake a claim in the ground, you say, I'm going to save 40%. What happens is, it also expands your mind. So if you make it non-negotiable, if you're very disciplined with it, which is what I did, I was super disciplined with it. And I wasn't making that much money at the time, maybe a couple grand a month. So I had to save 40% of it. So maybe I'm putting $400 out of $2,000 away, but I needed all that money. What it did is it actually expanded my consciousness. I finally had $400 in the bank. The next month I finally had $800, then $1,000. I remember when my wife and I saved our first $10,000, and we were like, holy shit, I can't believe it, we just saved $10,000. But what it did is, money is attracted by money. Money is attracted by money. Comment down below, money is attracted by money. Comment down below, money is attracted by money. In the Bible it says, to those that have more will be given. So I started to see my bank account growing. And when I started to see that, it actually brought more money. So this weird thing happened. My income was super stagnant for about couple years. It didn't really go up ever. As soon as I started saving 40%, even though logically I couldn't save it, my income started going like this. And then it's like went in a straight invert, like crazy growth. And it took off. And what happened was I stuck a claim in the ground. And to this day, I still save 40% of my income. And what happened was my mind expanded, because I was like, okay, if I'm only making X amount a month and I'm saving 40%, I can't afford to live off of my current lifestyle, which wasn't a lifestyle I really wanted anyways. But it made me start expanding my mind. It expanded my horizons, my productivity, everything. And then it immediately brought more money back into me, and my income started going like this. Because my income had to go like this if I was mandatory about saving 40% of my money and I was pulling 40% of this back. I had to keep, my income had to keep going like this to maintain my lifestyle and to grow my lifestyle. And so it expanded it. So this is so important. Society teaches you the opposite. They're like, hey, just make sure you pay your bills, make sure you pay your taxes. In reality, it's not make sure you pay your taxes, most people, because if you're on a paycheck, the government takes your money before you even get it. But we're taught to pay everything except for ourselves. And we're programmed for it so deeply that it programs us to stay in poverty, because what we do is we keep saying, I'll save, I'll invest, I'll do this thing when I have money. But that mindset is really saying, I don't have any money. So you continue to attract not having enough money, and then the next month you say the same thing. I'll save when I have money. And then the next month you say the same thing. I'll save when I have money. This is why it's so important to hypnotize yourself, to brainwash yourself for money. So right there down below is jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. You'll see it right there down below, pinned to the comments. It's totally free. You got to use this and brainwash yourself, because society is teaching you to not have the money you really want. It's right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Number 3, commit to the habit of doing one thing. And then, once you commit to the habit of doing one thing, see it through. So, I went from like 9 million things. Like when I didn't have any money, I had like a bunch of side businesses. And I felt like every day I was working on a different project. And then I would like alternate through all the projects. And I read this book by Gary Keller called The One Thing. He's the co-founder of Keller Williams Real Estate. And it was about one thing. And I eventually committed to just YouTube. So I quit doing interviews, like podcasts or radio or whatever, YouTube podcasts. And I must have in the last couple of years turned down 300 interviews, maybe 300. And because I don't want to do any of them. I mean, I do it if Oprah, what's up, Oprah, if you're out there, I would like do that. But I realized that the one thing I was committing to was YouTube, and I had to see it through. And if you commit to too many things, which is what a lot of people that are struggling financially do, they commit to a bunch of things because you're really desperate for more money, so you do a bunch of things. But if you do a bunch of things, you never get really good at one thing, or you never get the progress at that one thing you really want because you're spread in so many areas. And I realized that I needed to commit to one thing. And for the last few years, all I had been doing was many things. And many things had gotten me to the level I was at, which was not a great income at all. My wife was in debt, and I was stressed all the time about not having enough money was my stress. And I didn't like that. And so I started going, okay, I'm deciding this one thing is going to work out, and that was going to be YouTube. And so, I'd spent 5-6 years doing a lot of things, and I quit doing them all. I had written 3 books, I had done all these things, and I quit doing them all. And I focused on one thing. And then the progress started taking off. And when you focus on one thing, you get good enough to start to develop progress enough to see it through. And it's very, very important. So I invite you to commit to one thing and watch the magic that unfolds. So thank you for watching this video. Society has programmed you to not have money, but you can change all of that just by brainwashing yourself for success. So right there down below is my free success hypnosis. It's pinned to the comments, jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below if you've already used that. I created something even better. It's called the Second Mind. It's a software designed to reprogram your brain to build new neural networks so your brain actually is conditioned to attract money for you. It's right there down below, thesecondmind.com. Hey, if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video. I think it's right over there on the side. Make sure you hit the like button to send this out into the YouTube universe. Subscribe, and the bell notification is right over there. Even if you already subscribed, you got to make sure you hit the bell notification. Otherwise, you will not get notified for new videos. I don't know why YouTube does it, but YouTube does do it. So that's the rules to YouTube. So make sure you hit the bell notification on the side right over there to get notified for new videos. I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you later.